Sorry, let me adjust this camera. Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I know everybody is excited about the New York Knickerbockers being NBA champions. Oh, that still looks weird. Oh. I know everyone is excited about the New York Knickerbockers being NBA champions. For the first time in 53 years, New Yorkers have something they've been waiting decades to celebrate. As someone who grew up in the city, I understand the excitement. I understand the passion. And frankly, I understand why people wanted to pour into the streets after such a historic victory. Most of the fans did exactly that. They celebrated, they hugged strangers, they sang, they danced, they honked their horns, they enjoyed a moment that generations of Knicks fans thought they might never see. But that's not what everybody did. Instead, what we saw in parts of Manhattan, it wasn't a friendly celebration. It was lawlessness. A 17-year-old was shot. Multiple people were stabbed or slashed. School buses were vandalized and set on fire. I shared one video on Twitter of the driver pleading with these people. Please don't do it. It's coming out of my paycheck, he's saying. They don't care. Police vehicles were attacked. 10 police officers injured. Crowds throwing bottles at police officers. Fireworks launched into packed crowds, and dozens of people ended the night under arrest. And you want to be very clear about something. The people who did these things were not celebrating the Knicks. They were using a celebration as an excuse to commit crimes. And there's an important distinction there. Every major city has championship celebrations, but not every city sees school buses burned in the middle of Manhattan. Not every city sees police officers assaulted. Not every city sees people unable to get medical attention because emergency vehicles can't get through the crowd. Think about that for a moment. A shooting victim had to be transported in a police vehicle because an ambulance couldn't access the area. That's not a sign of loving your team or civic pride. That's a sign of a city that's lost control. Now, some people will say this is just what happens after a championship. I completely reject that, because if we accept that explanation, we're essentially saying that criminal behavior is inevitable and that public officials should simply shrug their shoulders. I don't accept that at all. And I don't think most New Yorkers accept that either. New Yorkers want excitement. They want celebration. They want championship parades, but they also want safe streets. They want consequences for people who attack police officers. They want consequences for people who set fires. They want consequences for people who destroy public property. And they want a city government that's willing to draw a bright line between celebration and criminality. The overwhelming majority of Knicks fans did absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, they should be commended. But the small minority that turned parts of Midtown into chaos shouldn't be romanticized, excused, or treated as somehow part of the celebration. They should be prosecuted harshly. Because when we stop enforcing standards of public behavior, disorder spreads. And once disorder spreads, restoring order becomes far more difficult. On Thursday, New York City is going to host an official championship parade. It should be a great day for our city. Millions of people will be watching. Let's make sure the story is the Knicks, not the criminals. Congratulations to the Knicks. Congratulations to their fans. And let's make sure we celebrate this championship in a way that honors the team, honors the city, and respects the rule of law. Thanks for watching.